Welcome, everybody, to another edition of The Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL Jim, rough-ass man of action, Matty Goldberg.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
Jim,
What's
you
going
got
on?
drumsticks? It's like kind of a thing.
They're straws. That's what they
Oh,
are.
I thought you
Those
had
are
drumsticks.
long straws.
They are very
Yeah.
long straws.
Are those for like a 7-Eleven thing?
No, it was for just like Thai tea from a Thai place.
Yeah,
but-
get it right.
What cornfield has a Thai place in the middle of it there?
Dude,
Surprisingly, Grand Island,
Yeah.
Nebraska has like a surprising like Thai and Laotian population.
the
know,
global
it's funny.
world is closer and closer than ever before.
Yeah, I do remember when I visited my cousin in Oklahoma City, there were a ton of like Vietnamese or something there. And it was
You
just
just
like,
think everybody in Nebraska are a bunch
like,
of
man,
rednecks.
it's like if I went from Vietnam to Oklahoma, I'd probably go back to Vietnam.
You
Yeah,
just
probably
think
too.
everybody in Nebraska looks like Scott Frost
Right. Just drunk and muscly. Like,
and not tipping at the golf course
Damn right, not tipping at the golf course.
that one will sink you.
when he got a $60 million buyout.
It wasn't that big, Matty.
Not as big as Jimbo Fisher's.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my God. What is it? Like 176 million?
They had to pay out 77 mil.
See, that's the thing. Like,
77 mil.
when Josh McDaniels got fired and people were like, I feel bad for him. I'm like, what do you feel bad for him? He got $80 million.
Why would you
Is
feel
he
bad
shitty at his
for like
job?
he did a bad job
I
and
know,
no
he got
one
80
liked
million.
him. Like, and then he got rich. Like, you cannot feel bad for a person like that.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's like walk off into the sunset with 80 mil. You won.
It's funny too, because he was like originally the Pats, heir to the throne.
The
And now they're
toilet
just-
throne.
That whole dynasty's crumbled and shit.
Yeah. Well, it was bound to happen.
Well, it
I
looked
mean-
like they were going to have a good line of succession there for a while.
Yeah.
They thought it was the Belichick way, and then they realized, oh, it was just
No, it
the
wasn't.
Tom Brady way, and he's gone. And well, we're just going to be like every normal NFL.
I don't know what to say about Mac Jones. Like, I don't know. Good
That's
week
one
of
of that's one
football,
of that's one of the worst interceptions I've ever.
Yeah, there were some bad ones.
That was
I
bad.
mean, we had a great weekend. We had Saturday was great, Sunday was great. There was a lot of good games this weekend. Like, this was not for pumpkin patch picking.
Damn
He's
right.
not. I'm telling you what, this next weekend will be, but
Better.
at least for Saturday it will be. But
Yeah,
who
this
did-
is the rough. This is like the
Yeah,
roughest
yeah.
college football week, just because it's the week before like rivalry week.
So
Oh,
they all
yeah.
play like the cupcake games
Right.
again.
Yeah,
so-
like
yeah.
everyone is who's like the top dogs, especially in the SEC. They do a really good job of it. They try and line up their cupcake games before rivalry week.
Gate.
Gotcha.
Cupcake
So I'm
games.
going through it.
Cupcakes.
Like, you're telling me Chattanooga, Alabama is a cupcake game?
I'm telling you, actually, Louisville, Miami is a good game.
The best game is probably Georgia, Tennessee, but Tennessee looked like crap this week. I'm
Yeah,
not a
that's-
big Joe Milton fan. I don't think he's that dude. Like, he's not the dude, Hendon Hooker. was
He's
very good.
like the Anthony Richardson of like this guy that just has a cannon. And nobody at Florida really liked Anthony Richardson either. So it's a
Yeah.
shock that he was doing well when he was.
Yeah. Well, you can win
Start
that
playing.
combine.
Kansas
In the
State and
combine,
Kansas.
yeah.
Kansas State, Kansas is a good game.
Yeah.
Do we
I-
give
I also like
Minnesota a shot?
Utah, Arizona is what I'm secretly looking
Mhm.
forward to.
I like that one.
I want to see just how good Arizona is.
Jed Fish doing a great job there.
He is.
Okay,
Final-
yeah, this is a very weak. I mean, LSU, Georgia State. I mean, come on.
Rough year for Georgia State.
Yeah, this is Saturday. You might want to take the kids pumpkin patch.
I was gonna
kick.
say, is this the pumpkin patch Saturday, Matty?
This is
don't-
pretty
is
bad.
it
I
getting
gotta
too-
say.
I think it's too cold for pumpkin patches
As
now
it-
in a lot of places.
SMU Memphis game of the day, calling it.
But NFL is like one of the best schedules I've ever seen.
All right.
I mean, we got before we go through the games, Bengals Ravens Thursday
Yeah.
night, Sunday night. We got Eagles Chiefs. You can't beat that. Or Monday night.
Yeah. We got Steelers Browns.
Buccaneers 49ers. The Texans are red hot. You know what? Besides the big two games, it's pretty weak actually.
What do you mean? Vikings, Broncos, two teams that started miserably and are now on the rise.
I think Matty might be onto something with like the besides like the primetime games.
Yeah, it's top heavy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if what do you think the Jets would be right now if they got Josh Dobbs? Josh Dobbs is my new favorite player in the NFL. Like, how do you not root for that guy?
I love Josh Dobbs, rocket scientist extraordinaire. I hope he can keep it. I hope he can keep it up.
I picked the Vikings money line. I made some money there, and I'm like, there was never a doubt they were ever going to lose that game. I think Derek Carr, I don't know what's going on. He got benched. Jameis Winston played pretty good. There was the good Winston, the bad Winston.
Just to have Jameis in the rest of the season.
Yeah, I don't know if Derek Carr is the dude. Like, I liked him in Oakland, and I thought, you got a bad deal with Josh McDaniels because if you're a quarterback and you're in the doghouse with either McDaniels or Belichick, it's really hard because they have no fucking loyalty to you. So, but he hasn't been good this year, and Winston's still a number one pick. If he can get through the interceptions. It's
a little late for that.
I don't even care if he can. I still think I don't know. Jameis Winston, just for me, selfishly, as a pure entertainment factor.
He brings a lot of entertainment.
He attempts throws that no one else in the league will even try.
Well, also the receivers like it because
it works like half the time. It's crazy.
What happens the other half of the time, Jim?
It's Jameis Winston is either the best thing you'll see all weekend or the worst, usually in the same game.
You want to know how bad I lost in fantasy this week?
How bad?
I had I know people hate fantasy bad beats, I had one of the worst bad beats you will ever fucking have in fantasy. I have Patrick Mahomes, but he's on a bye, so I had to play Russell Wilson. I needed like 20 points from him or something. It was going to be close the whole way, and his last catch or his last pass, I got it. So I'm in the lead. So then he throws a pass. There's a pass interference, and they basically what they're going to do now is they're in field goal position. They just basically have to sit on the ball. So because he kneeled down and lost 4 yards, by percentage points, I lost. Like, I lost points from negative yardage in the last, kneel downs. And that's how I lost.
That's pretty dumb, Matty.
That is pretty dumb.
Why would you do that?
I didn't fucking do it.
Blame the fantasy app. Blame what is it?
They're going to kneel.
I knew it, too. I'm like, oh, my God. I cannot believe this is going to fucking happen. Because I'm like, just don't go. He went back 2 yards or 3 yards on one of the plays. I'm like, why are you going so, seriously, I lost by less than half a yard or a yard.
Well, they're not going to do a tush push when the game's over.
It was horrible. And whatever.
Sorry for your loss.
No, you don't care.
I don't give a shit.
But are we upset that the great Travis Kelce went to Argentina in the middle of a football season?
No, because this is the storyline I live for, Maddie.
Zach Wilson got destroyed because on his bye week, he was putting pictures up. He went to Utah with his new gal pal.
Mm-hmm.
And the New York media was like, this is disgusting. This is a disgrace. You know how they are.
No one should ever be able to visit their family.
Fuck family football.
Yeah. Well, that was New York. New York's a different beast. But going to Argentina during the season, give me the Eagles all day, baby.
Well, here's the deal. How long is that flight, by the way? That's a long-ass flight.
Kansas City to Argentina?
Yes.
I'm looking it up right now.
Probably got a private flight.
Well, he's definitely got a private flight.
I'll get an approximate.
10 hours?
I'm going to say more like 16.
16?
No, I don't.
10 hours.
Could be. I mean, I don't know.
Probably got to fly to Miami. So that's
no, he's probably got a private jet that'll take him right down there.
That's crazy.
KC to Buenos Aires is apparently 13 and a half hours.
There you go. I was closer.
Dude, what are you doing?
Well, he can study game film during that time.
This is not going to the University of Cincinnati to watch your alma mater. This is insane.
Also, it is a direct flight. You just fly into Buenos Aires.
Listen.
Also, it's
way more money marrying Taylor Swift than you will getting
that is true.
Contract extension.
You know what? How many women do you think he would do this for? Like in the regular season, I bet you there's girls like, hey, will you visit me? And he's like 4 hours away. He's like, fuck that, it's the season. Taylor Swift, he'll go all the way to fucking Argentina for it. Crazy.
Oh yeah. He's doing it for the gram. I mean, this guy was also on a reality dating show, Catching Kelsey.
Yeah.
Wait, that was a thing?
Player, though.
That was a thing. You didn't see that?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Should we try to track that down and watch it?
I want to see Catching XFL Jim.
Oh yeah.
Xing XFL Jim. We talked to his ex-girlfriends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know all about Jim. I know all about your ex-girlfriends. Whoa, don't ever get on my bad side. I got
yeah, Maddie was spilling the tea before you got on.
I was watching Stuttering John, and he was like, he's in a war with all these people, and this guy Carl, he's like, hey Carl, I talked to your ex-girlfriends. Oh, I got a lot of dirt on you. Carl was like, I'm the most boring guy. I don't know what he could have on me. He's like, I know you haven't talked to you, just like you said that I was cheating on my wife, and that my wife, you were like, he made a fake profile of his wife and he was hitting on her and they were hitting on each other. It was great. Good stuff.
That's good sauce. All right, let's go through some of the games this weekend. We'll start out with the hottest team in the NFL, or one of them, the Broncos, who have now beaten Buffalo and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just failing. What's going on with Josh Allen? Why is he throwing? Is he declining?
No,
is he regressing?
No, he always he has led the league in interceptions like the last 3 or 4 years.
No, they need a new coach. The coach, there's too many mistakes. I mean, their field goal was missed last night, and they had 12 guys on the field. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, you can't do that.
There's just the coach had a good run. Sean McDermott.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a very good run. They got very close. I think it all went downhill when they had 12 seconds to go to beat the Chiefs, and they couldn't get the job done.
That was their year. Maddie, you talk about it every week with the windows. That was their window, like kind of closing.
The window with this coach is closing because he's lost the team. They've lost confidence. Last year they brought in Von Miller and all these people to buy the little extra stuff they needed. It didn't work. And the problem with the coach is they lose too many games against shitty teams that they should win. And you just can't do that. You can't lose. Like before Jacksonville was good, they would go down to Jacksonville and lose. They would lose to bad teams. And it's like, you can't do that because home field is so important. And I know they were the second seed last year, but it just hasn't worked.
They might not even make the playoffs this year.
No, they're in a tough spot. Not. And look, they almost lost to the Giants with fucking Tyrod Taylor, and it was an ugly game, and they should have lost. They missed a pass interference in the end zone. I don't think Josh Allen is losing it. I just think they've lost confidence. I think Stephon Diggs is really important, and he knows that the window's closing, so that means the window's closing on him. And you just need another coach there to kind of get him back where it's like they play smarter football. They play really dumb. Too many penalties, too many turnovers. They play dumb football.
Well, they fired the OC.
Yeah. One of the things about the Broncos that we're seeing the difference is like Russell Wilson ain't making mistakes. He ain't who he used to be, but he didn't turn the ball over yesterday.
He had some nice ass plays though.
Yeah, he did.
And they're playing within the system. Their defense is getting better, and turnovers kill you. I think the Bills had like 5-6 turnovers last night.
You're never gonna get Josh Allen without the turnovers, though.
I understand, but a lot of them weren't even his fault. I mean, there was a fumble, there was a bad snap that was on him. There was a couple picks, but the first play of the game, Cook fumbles. That's just a bad way to start the game. The game was won by 3 points. they scored a field goal on the first drive, the Broncos. So, I mean,
All
if
right.
you ask me, I would go with a new coach. I would read like okay, you had your chance. You kind of turned this around, but when we
If
need
you're the
someone,
Bills, who do you go after?
I go after Harbaugh. I mean, who else are you gonna get? I mean, I don't want Belichick if I was a Bills fan.
Well, what
But
about this though? But maybe Belichick's been a victim of his own GMing too. You know,
yeah.
a lot of he used to have success in the draft. He hasn't
Well,
had
look,
it
he'll
in a
fix the
while.
defense. He'll fix the Bills'
Yeah,
defense.
it will do that.
Not to mention they have 3 key injuries on D. But the D really had like last night. The defense wasn't the problem. The turnovers were.
The turnovers and like stupid decision making, and like
And
just sloppiness, straight
just
sloppiness.
sloppiness, and then like you get a break where they missed a field goal, and how do you have 12 men on the field?
Yeah,
That's
I mean, that's
unacceptable.
like I wonder if McDermott like is just like I'm definitely done. Like he knows he's just fucking on his way out now.
I mean, you can say like Ken Dorsey, Brian Dable. Dable's a great OC, always has been, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's something to that, but they're off and they're out of sync. They were last year, the beginning of the year, they looked like they were just going to walk to the Super Bowl, and now they're an average team.
Yeah. Well, they got old Joe Brady in now as offensive coordinator.
This is his shot.
This is his redemption shot.
You boys remember Joe Brady from 2019?
Oh, hell
LSU.
yeah. Maddie won some money from
I did.
So,
yeah.
he's
and
been
then
living off that forever.
He flamed out
Yeah.
with your boy at Carolina.
True.
And
Yeah, but that was a tough situation.
That was a tough situation.
Yeah, that was just a fucking burning
He
situation.
didn't have a lot. He didn't have the horses.
Right. When you think about the horses, but then you think about the horses he had at LSU, and you're like, wait a minute,
he had all the horses.
you had every.
What are you talking about? They didn't have that much talent that year.
Matty, they had all the talent in the world. Yeah,
Who they have?
You're not being serious. I can't tell, Matty.
No,
I see you smiling. I see you fucking smiling there.
Yeah. You're telling me Jamar Chase is good?
No.
When he's a good number 2, apparently.
Yeah. I can't believe I lost my fantasy.
You're still on that shit.
Anyway, the Bills need good on Sean Payton. I mean, everybody was ready to clown him and tear him apart. And, the Broncos are much better than the beginning of the year. And the Vikings next week is going to be fun because they're both much improved.
Yeah, it's the Improvement Bowl.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
What gives this Sunday?
All right. Also coming up, we had the Browns over the Ravens this weekend.
Yeah, that was
huge comeback.
The Ravens were looking like the latest freight train running through people, and now the Browns took them back down to earth.
It's wild how the NFL works because I'm watching all the games, and it's like third quarter, and the Ravens are just coasting, and you're like, yeah, they look like everybody's gonna talk about them as a Super Bowl team, and then Lamar Jackson threw a really bad pick 6. And it just like everything just spun. I mean, football is great that sometimes no matter what team is more talented, momentum just fucking shifts everything. And you just felt the energy where it just shifted to the other side. And, we know we're not the greatest Watson fans, but
he looked good that second half, dude.
If he gets back to what he used to be, the Browns are if they get their defense a little, on the road, they're not as good as home. Home, their defense is incredible, but they become legitimate.
I don't even think he needs to get back to like what he was. I think he just needs to get back to like 3/4 of what he was, and the Browns are a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they're for real.
That defense is so good.
I mean, the Steelers, I don't believe in. I just think the Steelers have the ability to beat bad teams and sneak a win in here and there when they shouldn't. They're kind of playing way above. But Mike Tomlin's a great coach that,
I love that the Steelers keep this thing going where they look like they should be losing all these games, but they squeak out wins. I love it.
It's fun. And then you got the Bengals, which are still a threat, and we're also looking at C.J. Stroud being a fucking G, like the next guy.
He's sticking to MVP talks.
I was watching that game, and I was watching how he throws. His preparation, like, forget about his talent, but like I can tell how well he's prepared and how locked in he is, and like he just hits receivers. And like I remember Peyton Manning said something about football where the first year he had a bad year, and he told his dad like guys aren't open, and his dad was like, "Well, in college they're open, but in the NFL, being open is a lot different. The window is tighter."
Yeah.
And Stroud is hitting those fucking little windows. I mean, he is so precise. Some of those passes, they're actually beautiful.
Do we live in a world where the Texans could get a home playoff game?
They're starting to feel the confidence, and you knew, like, everybody liked D'Amico Ryans. Everybody thought that was a perfect fit, and I even thought like it was a perfect fit for him to have a bad season this year. Like if they went 5-12, he would get his feet wet. But holy shit, like they are the surprise team that's like, if one team came out of nowhere, it's the Houston Texans.
Yeah. Well,
that was a great game too. Did you hear a guy won $5 million on that game on a 500,000 four-part parlay?
What? No. Wait, what?
Yeah. He bet 500,000 on that game. He needed 4 things to happen. He needed the Texans to win, Devin Singletary to run over 80 yards, Devin Singletary to score a touchdown, and I forget the other part, but it was like either like C.J. Stroud to do something, but he needed 4 parts in that game. Oh, the over to hit. So I needed the money line, the over, Singletary touchdown, Singletary over 80 yards rushing.
How much did he win off that?
$5 million on 500,000.
Damn, dog.
Damn, boy.
This is a weird year though for quarterbacks because Sam Howell is the leading yards. He's the offensive passing yards leader.
Yeah, damn right he is.
And Stroud is second, Tua's third, which you thought he would be up there. Then Josh Allen and Jared Goff. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Give it up for the Lions. Great win too.
Yeah.
I do love the Lions. My only thing is that worries about them come playoff time is the defense.
It's better than it was. I'm a realist on this because it's much better than it was last year, but
much better.
But still a work in progress for sure.
They have a bye.
Yeah.
They could very easily like make the Super Bowl though, because they're reminding me a lot of Jared Goff on the Rams. Like that's the offensive firepower that they could just. I feel like aside from the Ravens game, they can basically score on almost anybody.
I mean, I think sadly I put the Eagles and the 49ers ahead of them by like this much.
No, I'll agree with you for that. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
But they're
right there though.
They're right there.
Lions just need to win one fucking playoff game to get started here.
That's 33 years in the making. 32 years.
They also probably home playoff game in Detroit.
I know.
I remember their last playoff game. They killed the Cowboys.
Oh, that was such a great game.
Yeah.
I just remember Barry just juking Ken Norton Jr. and Chris Berman calling it like his father's fight. Like, and he's down 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest runs of all time. I mean, that one you'll never forget. And then they got their ass kicked the next week by the Skins.
Well, that was a great Skins team, though.
But that was a special year. I mean, that
was the Mike Utley thumbs up.
Thumbs up, little Mike Utley, thumbs up.
We had you want to hear a fun Chargers stat?
Sure.
The Chargers are the first team in NFL history to score a TD on 100% of their drives in the final 40 minutes of regulation and lose the game.
Damn. Oh. God. Hey, you know what?
Heard of such a thing?
That's an odd stat. But
do you guys know what the Chargers should do?
Yeah.
Maybe they should try investing in defense. Like hire a defensive head coach
This
and
guy
spend
was
a lot on
supposed to be
defense.
a defensive
He is a
genius.
defensive coach.
Matty,
Yeah.
that was me being bullshit.
Yeah.
They hired the
Jimbo.
defense.
He don't got it. He
And
just don't got it.
they spend the second most on defense out of every team in the NFL.
They don't got it. The coach don't got it. The players got it. The coach don't got it.
Yeah.
They suck.
God, that's like.
Do you think Belichick gets another job somewhere next year, and where?
Chargers, do it. Retire in California.
Yeah.
I could see him going to either Bills or Chargers for sure. I think
Washington.
I've heard Washington.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be. I mean, like Brady went to a very good Tampa team that really he was the missing piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and it's the only real thing is for Belichick to go to a team that's ready to win now.
That he could just coach up. That he doesn't have to like get the players.
Yeah, like he's just the missing piece. He's just gonna get everybody.
So like the Bills or the Chargers would be probably the two to fix the defense, and maybe get a coordinator that we'll keep the Chargers coordinator because he's great. But in Buffalo, get a good, if Brady works out, that's great too. But if he's on the Bills, you can fix some of those mistakes. And when you have players that there's that they don't have to worry about losing their job, that's a problem too.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, I see it. But yeah, so the Patriots are just done.
It's over.
Did you see that thing with Bill Belichick on that door cam?
I saw it in the rundown.
What was the door cam?
It's like, those doorbell cams?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't have any context to this thing, but it's just a video. If you click on the link in the rundown, Maddie, you can see it.
Well, I saw the one of him at Chick-fil-A too.
Oh, I didn't see that one. This one is just like, he's just shirtless. He's going outside. It's like a gray, like.
He's a slob.
It's a gray northeastern day. And he's just like, I don't know what even the fuck he's doing, but
his son's a slob too.
So
he's a credit to slobs everywhere.
And it's funny because this neighborhood is not some highfalutin looking neighborhood either. It looks like just some towny type or some fucking Southie building. I don't know what it is, but it's very hilarious. So anyways,
he should be sucking the tea to Tom Brady every second.
So the Niners bounce back and beat the shit out of the Jags, who've been surging as well.
Yeah.
So that was kind of due. You kind of felt that was going to happen.
You know what? I'll throw a little shade at Barstool.
Yeah.
What they do with their articles is, I kind of have it on my Facebook feed. Every time a team loses, they're like, this team is the biggest fraud. So now it's Jacksonville. It's like, they had a bad loss. They were on a bye. The 49ers came in hungry. The 49ers came in losing a bunch of games. Were hungry, just got chased.
Got a whole bunch of guys back too.
Yeah. So calm down, with this whole they're fraud. Whatever team loses are now the biggest frauds. It happens. Teams lose.
It's not college. College you can't lose or which makes it exciting each week. But
I've only would consider two teams in the NFL fraudulent.
Who's that?
The Dolphins and the Cowboys.
Oh, I consider the Bills fraudulent, but their record speaks for it too.
Yeah, I don't think the Bills are fraudulent because what their record says. It's what it is.
Yeah, the Cowboys you can't trust. It's like my brother-in-law is like, oh, the Cowboys kicked the Giants' ass. I'm like,
it's the Giants.
Do not judge that game. Tommy DeVito.
And I love Tommy DeVito to death, but Jesus Christ.
Do you think Danny DeVito would have done better?
Probably. Do you know what Tommy DeVito's story is?
No.
He still lives with his mom and dad, and they make him dinner every night and make his bed and do his laundry.
Yeah, he's living the life.
Oh, he's an NFL quarterback. Get out of your mom's house. Be a man.
Are his parents wait? He went to Syracuse, right? So
he did go to Syracuse.
Illinois.
Where did he grow up?
New York, New Jersey.
New Jersey. His family's like the most Italian family you've ever seen.
He just lived right with this. Oh my god,
dude!
It's like the most Italian family you've ever seen.
That's all I gotta say. Clean your own jockey shorts. Make your own meals. Get out of the house. How you gonna bring a girl home?
That's what a housekeeper's for,
Yeah.
You think he's gonna bring a lady home and he sleeps he lives in his mommy's
Tommy DeVito's a good boy. He won't like move out until he gets married.
No, I saw him and his brother. They have like this custom ducked out van that they have a bed in the back of it, and they call themselves the Dog Brothers.
I think that was on MTV. Remember that?
That's exactly what it was.
I think Tommy.
Great?
I
The
think Tommy
Dog
DeVito's
Brothers.
living a great life, just living it up right now while he can. His brief stint in the NFL.
Yeah, no,
I
he's
miss the
saving
Dog
money
Brothers.
because he's going to be in the USFL, XFL.
Let's get back to the Dog Brothers.
Okay.
Trivia question: what band did they tell girls they were in?
Bon Jovi.
Wow.
Luke is the Dog Brothers expert.
XFL Jim, I'll have to send you a video of the Dog
Yes,
Brothers.
I'm a Dog
Then
Brothers
what they
historian.
did was they took like a nerdy, nice guy, and they had the Dog Brothers teach him how to get chicks. And they're like, "What kind of car you drive?" And he's like, Nissan Escalade. They're like, "Okay, put a for sale sign on the car right away." They're all on this. They tanned a lot.
They were like the inspiration for. I mean, they were like Jersey Shore in a
Before
nutshell.
Jersey Shore, yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got the NCAA football.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we do, baby.
We've talked about Jimbo Fisher getting a big buyout. We've also had.
Speaking of that, though, I do have a question for you guys. So Jimbo Fisher, obviously largest college football buyouts of all time. 75 mil is his buyout.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who do you think is number 2, and how much do you think it's for?
I'm gonna say.
I mean,
it's an SEC job.
The Mississippi State.
No.
Oh, wait, are you? I mean,
all time.
Oh, probably Les Miles.
No.
Ed Orgeron?
No.
He currently coaches right now
Tiffin
in the big no.
Where does he coach?
UCLA. It is Gus Malzahn from Auburn.
Oh,
21.5 million buyout.
So wow. So
number two is 21.5 million. Jimbo is bigger than 2, 3, 4, and 5 like put together.
Crazy.
That is nuts. Good for Jimbo. Now he can go be a fraud at some, group of 5 schools.
I can't believe Charlie Weiss is still on that list. His buyout was
everything
insane.
to Jameis.
Yeah, Notre Dame fucked that shit up. Like one good
really
season. You can't trust a coach's first season. I'm sorry.
It's hard to get a coach. And like I was talking to Luke before this, we were talking about James Franklin. It's like, well, you can fire him, but if you fire him, there's no guarantee you're gonna go 10-3 every year or 11-2 every year. So like you could fire him because he's not winning the national championship. But you can also have a guy that brings you back to 8-4, 7-5, 6-6.
What team are you talking about there, Matty?
Penn State.
Oh yeah,
the Franklin paradox.
The issue with Franklin is I think he's a good CEO-ish coach. He's just not good at the decision. He needs good coordinators.
He's a good recruiter too. Yeah,
he's a great recruiter.
Well, Diaz does have that defense playing good. I mean, Michigan's defense is good, but I don't know.
But you need
good.
He needs I mean, obviously he was. You remember him with Joe Moorhead as his OC. Yeah. It was way better.
But when they scored a touchdown at the end of the game, and then I'm not a big analytics 2-point conversion guy there. I get what you're trying to do, but but then when you have a play call that's as bad as that fake punt the Indianapolis Colts had against the Patriots years ago, the people they're embarrassed by that because those points are valuable. Do a good play. Don't do a garbage, crazy trick play that's stupid.
There's so many times where I love the decision to go for 2 or go for it on 4th, and the coaches just try and get way too cute with it.
I've only seen it work once.
I'm not a fan of chasing points. Do the 2 when you need to.
Exactly.
But a lot of times people think they need to go for 2 and they do it. And it just at the end of the game, they could have they got that 1 point. And they could have won by
the way you
with a
see
field
it
goal or something. Yeah,
if you can get it the first time, it's 50% to get a 2-point conversion. So the math is
right.
Get it the next time. So you might as well take a shot at it. But I've only seen it work once. It happened with the Packers and the Saints this year, where the Packers were down by 14. They scored a touchdown with 4 minutes to go. They go for 2, they get it, and then they score a touchdown at the end of the game. but that's the only time I've ever seen it work.
Well, I think you should wait because it's deflating if you don't do it, because then it's still like a two-score game when you could have waited, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I watched that game and I'm like, the score is not obscene. The stats are relatively close, but Michigan just fucking dominated them.
Like they ran the ball down their throat.
Yeah. They ran it 32 times in a row to end the game. There was a pass interference penalty in there somewhere, but I'm like, that was supposed to be their strength too, was their run defense. But Michigan, I think, could have won by like at least a couple more touchdowns too if they had decided to pass. Like JJ McCarthy
did nothing.
I think he's a top 2-3 quarterback.
And he was 7 for 8. It wasn't like he was struggling.
No, it wasn't struggling at all. They just were like, oh, we can just fucking run it because they can't do shit on their defense. So all we got to do is get a couple scores and we'll just grind them down. It was funny.
It was also deeply, deeply hilarious to me to see the Michigan coach at the end of the game cry. It's as if Jim Harbaugh has passed away.
Right. He was so like, oh man, I fucking love you, dude. Like,
yeah, but that's how bad they wanted to win the game, man.
Dude, but they made some good adjustments because Penn State stopped them on a couple drives, and they're like, okay, more linemen. So they just brought in more linemen, and then Michigan was like cutting back and bouncing to the outside, and then they started running well after that. But
I want to see Michigan versus Ohio State's defense so bad. I'm so excited for that game.
Me too. Trust me. And I want to see how good Ohio State.
So 2 weeks for the big one.
I know.
Yes, sir.
We
got Maryland next week and Tua's little brother.
Trap game.
I know. Yeah. That's the most trappiest trap game.
But Maryland,
no doubt.
It's just the talent is just so different.
Yeah, and that's we got our ex-offensive coordinator there, Josh Gaddis, who threw shade at us when he left to go to Miami and just get fired after one season.
Coming off of a mighty win at Nebraska.
Yeah, so what was going on there? They had 8 turnovers.
Nebraska has done something that I didn't think was possible and have just no good quarterbacks on roster.
Okay, do you think
they all suck? They all suck.
You're just like, okay, I don't know what's going on this season. Are there positives you've seen where like
the defense has been a positive for most of the as bad as everything is, the defense, the special teams has improved dramatically from where Scott Frost had it. The defense is they have heart, and I love our DC, and I like what the defense is doing. There's already people calling for Marcus Satterfield's job, the OC. And I don't love some of his play calls, especially based on the talent that we have. They're the wide receivers and quarterbacks on this team are not good. So it's hard to take away too much. Still have a shot to make a bowl game. And my favorite thing in college football is looking up the standings in the Big Ten West because it's the dumbest division in all of sports.
Really is.
Hey, guess what? If Nebraska wins out, they're probably in the conference championship game. Wow. That's how stupid this division is.
It's really
it should
bad.
Be Ohio State, Michigan every year for the.
I can't fucking wait to get some new blood in the Big Ten next year.
I can't wait.
I'll be honest. Yeah,
shake up the divisions. It would be. Could you imagine a Washington Michigan conference championship this year?
That would be fun.
That would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, or in Oregon, Michigan. I mean,
I'm saying this year, maybe Washington. This year, if the Big Ten was as it is, whatever.
Right.
Washington versus Michigan. That Michigan defense and the way they play versus what Washington, how they want to play, would be electric.
I think they said they're not going to do divisions next year.
I don't know how you split it up where you don't do divisions.
I have no idea what they're like.
Maybe
it's like a Big 12 model where just top 2 teams, they let them play.
Well, I think they're going to do top 2 teams, but I wonder how you split up who's playing who when, how you do that.
I think it's just going to be a spin the wheel.
Because the Pac-12 still has are they still? No, the Pac-12 went divisionless this year too. I think
Pac-12's divisionless.
Yeah, there's no.
Oh, so we're gonna get an Oregon.
Yeah, it'll probably be an Oregon-Washington rematch.
Oh fuck yeah! I think Oregon's gonna kill them in the rematch.
And I think the ACC as well. Yeah, the ACC is also divisionless.
Dan Lanning's turning out to be a pretty good coach, huh? Even though he's a jerk.
And he's got that small dick energy, but
He really does.
I like this Oregon team a lot, and as weak-ish comparatively as Washington has looked these last couple weeks, I can't not love Kalen DeBoer. I love him as a coach. I love this Washington team. I'm gonna be rooting for him hard.
Yeah, they've had
I
quite
love Penix
a
too.
nice rise.
Yes, I also love that we're fine. This is my favorite time where we get to like bullshit about the playoffs and like the conference championships are somewhat coming into view. SEC's already locked in for Bama, Georgia.
I love 12 teams.
Wow.
Though.
Yeah, Bama it's funny. Bama is just like, I was ready. Every year I feel like the last few years they'll lose like a conference game and you're ready to write them off, but they just sort of stay the course and improve. But I guess, that's what's going to happen because, well, you're turning over so many players each year for the NFL. So you're always starting like new people all the time. So it's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, they're looking good. I think I'm definitely not going to give it straight to Georgia this year. But it would also suck if we had that, scenario where they beat Georgia and then we got to get 2 SEC teams in there.
Well, the way you counteract that is say Bama beats Georgia. Michigan, Ohio State, whoever wins that is in.
Right.
That's a 0-loss team. Then you just need Washington and Florida State.
Yes.
That way you're not getting 2 from any conference. You get the 3 undefeateds, and then boom. What gets really fucky is if Florida State wins, they're in. I think if Oregon gets in, like if Oregon wins out and Texas wins out and Bama wins out, then some weird shit can happen.
No, it is. It's going to be like if you Florida State, Big Ten championship, Pac-12. Well, if Washington wins,
well, yeah, if Washington wins, it's clear, like undefeated. But if Oregon wins, gets fucky,
right?
And then what if Bama wins and Texas wins? What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm definitely thinking it's going to be a real exciting playoffs this year.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think
we're going to get more diversity and more parity amongst the teams too. So.
Georgia looks right now like the best team. They did just get named number 1 today while we're recording. The playoff rankings came out. Georgia's now number 1. But like I don't think they're like that far ahead of anybody.
No,
I don't think
their defense isn't that good.
Not like they were the last couple years.
No, their defense isn't like dominating. They can give up points. Somebody can take them. It's going to be hard, though. Somebody can take them.
Well, that could be Bama.
They're due for a loss, too. It's hard to.
Yeah.
Ohio State had them on the ropes last year and couldn't finish the job.
No.
I'm also just me personally. Yes. I know Matty doesn't care because he's only about big games, but there's a lot of like group of 5 conference championship matchups that are like that races that are going to be really exciting to watch.
Did you see UCF beating the shit out of Oklahoma State?
Way to like come in after a big win, Oklahoma State and Gundy.
Sometimes you have a big win, you get nothing left the next week.
Now Michigan State used to always do that. Every time they beat Michigan, they would just lose to some shit.
Yeah, they left it all out there.
Oklahoma State still has a pretty decent shot to make the Big 12 championship game too. I think they're it's them and Texas right now. Like Texas is 1. I think Oklahoma State's 2 in the conference.
Texas is back.
I'm calling it this week though. I'm shooting my shot. Iowa State over Texas, straight up. Calling it. I've been saying that. I said that at the start of the year.
What's your big titty lock of the week?
My big titty lock. Hold on, let me take a look. I haven't really gone over the numbers of any of these games, but if I can go right through it real fast, I'll give you a quick pick. Louisville, Miami, Michigan State, Michigan, Maryland under 50.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick.
I just don't think, no matter how good your offense is, Michigan doesn't give up any points. And they run the ball, and they're going to run the ball, and then they're going to slow the game down. I mean, Michigan's a great under team. I mean, how many overs have they had this year? Yeah. Probably not many.
No, I like that pick for sure.
So, they're not going to give up points, and they're going to take their time.
So
Matty.
Jim, we got Tit Goblin. Is
Iowa State money line.
Iowa State.
Wow, you are so on that, man.
Matty, I literally, this was my my week 0 call.
Versus Texas.
Yes.
Well, they have no quarterback. I mean, they have a backup in there, so
just lost their running back too. Just lost their starting running back.
But the way Texas works, though, their probably 5th running back could probably start in Iowa State. So
maybe, but that hasn't stopped Iowa State from winning these games in the past.
True.
Well, and Texas actually looks like a solid club, even though they're not dominant.
They figured out ways to win even when they're not good this year, except for the one game they lost.
Yeah, which is important.
It's in Ames. It's in Ames. Weird shit happens in Ames.
I know. I was in Ames.
Probably returning next year too.
Yeah, a lot of weird shit happened to me in Ames when I was there.
What were you doing in Ames?
A lot of weird stuff there.
Why would you go to Ames, Matty?
I haven't. I'm just making things up.
There's lots of weird shit that happens there. That's why.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if there's
get upset.
All right. So Quinn Ewers returning to Texas. That's the news. So that means Arch Manning sitting on his ass again one more year.
Does he transfer? Do you think he transfers?
Nah. No, because if he went there, right, and had faith in Sarkisian developing quarterbacks, then just sit there another year.
Yeah.
You're in no rush because you can't leave after this year anyways.
Guys leave after 1 year no matter what. It's crazy. Look at Justin Fields. Like, there's no patience anymore are developing. It's like, if I can go somewhere and get on the field and I'm guaranteed the starting job, but he's probably not ready. If he couldn't even get second string, why would he, how could he start, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Is anybody like this kid's just a kind of a big mystery at this point?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Like everybody wants to see him play because of his name, but obviously if he's third stringing as a freshman, like JJ McCarthy was getting on the field his freshman year and won the job his second year.
Yeah.
So he still has a chance to win the job.
And he would have thrown him in a couple plays if he felt he was ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like give him a series or something.
Right.
I've seen coaches do that.
Nothing.
He's not ready. So it's up to him, but the grass might not be greener, as they say.
Other NCAA football news, Mississippi coach got fired.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Arnett.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. Having a rough job, though, having to, pick up the pieces.
That and the fact that he, tried to, drastically change the offensive style of Mississippi State too, going away from it,
which is weird when you're like a defensive coordinator.
It is weird.
Yeah,
I hope they
offensive team, man.
You know who I hope they get? Jamie Chadwell from Liberty. Liberty's head coach right now. He used to be at
Liberty is just like the new.
Well, this is his 1 year at Liberty. He was at Coastal before that. He was at Coastal Carolina.
Oh,
yeah, he's got the mullet going.
Love Jamie Chadwell. I think
he seriously looks like he has a pickup truck.
Or Willie Fritz from Tulane. I think being at a school like Mississippi State, where it's probably only going to get harder for you in the SEC with Oklahoma and Texas, they need to do something to shake up on offense.
Who's the James Madison coach?
Ooh, who's? I think he might be a JMU.
He'll probably be up for a big job. They're kind of like the underachieving darlings.
Kurt Signetti.
Overachieving darlings.
I think he might just be a guy that's there, though.
Yeah.
How long's he been there?
But he'd probably be up for a job.
He's only been there since 2019.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not super long.
No.
Especially to do something like that with James Madison.
I mean, he's been killing it there. I hope their latest plea goes through. They probably won't, but I hope it does.
No, because the NCAA is just full of shit.
Because they would be probably a very fun group of 5, like New Year's 6 team. They would be it.
Yeah. God, that's so stupid and shitty for the players too.
Yeah.
All right, we have some other news, non-football. I scrolled down ESPN's homepage today for a while, and there was no sign of Pat McAfee.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
I
We
couldn't
got a
believe
great
it.
fucking show for you tonight.
But then it was like overloaded with Stephen A. Smith.
You know what? You know what? I'll take it.
I just love that these, I think the problem when you fire all these people is that like now you're stretching everybody thin. Like Stephen A. Smith doesn't speak to me on college football. Okay.
He was calling for Dion to take the A&M job.
Oh, no, he's already refuted that. We had did you see the thing where his Colorado's jewelry got stolen when they were playing at UCLA?
At the Rose Bowl.
What they found out that it was high school recruits
that he was recruiting.
That UCLA was recruiting.
Wow!
Imagine that you're hosting recruits and those fuckers steal jewelry.
If a guy stole jewelry, but he was a 5-star player, like, would you forgive him and still recruit him?
No, because if you're a 5-star player, you have the probability of making like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Well, this is what Dion could do. Dion could go like, okay,
still hasn't stopped people from stealing.
Chip Kelly was recruiting you, but if you come to Colorado, we'll drop the charges. It sounds like a good sitcom too.
Well, maybe they should be suspended for a little while in college football.
No, they're not in college yet.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a weird thing. I mean, horrible.
It is weird. I mean,
how do they get in the locker room?
I don't know. Well, if you have a backstage pass, maybe nobody like locks the locker room door or anything, like
they're like, let's go in the locker room. Oh my God, let's steal all their jewelry. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Awful.
Let's
horrible story.
Yeah.
Shame on you guys.
What a fucking trip. What a trip. This was really funny too. James Harden now on the Clippers, in case you didn't know.
He is the system, baby.
So he got introduced in his first home game at Crypto.com Arena. Listen to this crowd reaction.
6'5" guard in his 15th season and making his Clippers home debut. James Harden.
It's just like nothing.
What is that?
I don't know what the Clippers are doing. Now they got James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
They got two people that do the same thing.
Oh, my God.
The thing about him is, like, there's a girl I know I play cards with, and she's a huge Clippers fan, and she's like, like, oh, my God, this is it. Like, now we're going to win it. I'm like, when has he ever, like, made a team better?
Since the Rockets, I feel like he hasn't done anything to make a team better.
No, and it's like he's been on a bunch of teams where every time he goes, he's the missing piece, and he's the guy that's going to put them over, and they're going to win the championship, and it doesn't happen. So
also, he's in his 15th season.
Exactly.
It's
ugh. Yeah.
I don't know why
he gets to live in LA. That's fun.
Go after people get too obsessed with names.
They do.
I hate it. Just go find some fucking kick-ass role players that can help elevate your team. You still have Kawhi and Paul George on there.
That's if you have people that can help elevate and like make it easier for Kawhi, that's really all you need. He can still take over games.
Yeah, and now he's got James Harden. Oh, it's so bad.
I don't mind the Westbrook pickup as much, but like Harden is just
they're the same player.
He doesn't give a shit.
Problem. They're the same player. You got two guys that fill the same role. Like, you would only need one guy for that role. Like, if you have a guy that can rebound a lot, and you have like a Russell Westbrook, Harden type player, that's great. But when you have two of them, then there's not enough balls to go around.
Never enough balls to go around, Matty.
No, never enough balls to go around. I agree with that.
One other interesting thing, we had the hockey murder.
Yeah,
from a week or two ago.
Oh, they're actually they arrested
the guy on they're calling it manslaughter.
Second degree.
Suspicion of manslaughter. So I don't know what that exactly means. Usually manslaughter is like a negligent type of thing.
Well, there's for me watching all these crime shows, first degree means it's premeditated. So manslaughter means it's like murder, but it's not premeditated. So the sentence is a lot less because they factor in like when you're in a bad emotional state and you don't mean to do it, than some are like you didn't plan on doing it.
It could be
just
like
happened.
negligent. It could be like
but the
negligence.
opportunity presented itself.
Yeah.
Like,
But like first degree is like when you actually plan it out and you do it, then you get life in the chair. And
that's
second
murder,
degree.
though. That's not manslaughter. Indicates usually some sort of negligence.
Sure.
Like you didn't
drunk
intend to do
driving.
it, but you were being irresponsible in a way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
reckless driving.
Reckless
operating-
driving, like some types of like a nurse can, if they
Yeah.
fuck up,
Not operating like machines properly.
like a lot of cops can go down for manslaughter.
Like
the
kid that killed the girl and the guy that killed his family in South Carolina, the Murdaugh.
the Murdaughs, yeah.
Like his son got in a boat accident. He was drunk and he killed this guy's girlfriend, and that should have been manslaughter.
Yeah. When you're slaughtering a man.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Manslaughter sounds so much cooler than murder.
It sounds worse than murder.
I know it should be higher up. Like murder should be manslaughter. Manslaughter should be like murder.
I agree.
Anyways,
we agree on it. All three of us agree on it.
That's it. That's the new law then. We've decided it. So we'll see what comes of this. I don't know. I think that kind of shit's hard to prove, but I haven't seen the tape. Did you see the tape of it, Maddie?
I did.
No, I don't want to.
It's kind of
you
fucked
really,
up.
Jim?
It's fucked
Yeah,
up.
I don't want
on
to.
Live Leak. Where do you even see something?
It was
like
on
that?
Twitter. It was
World
on
Star
fucking
Hip
Twitter.
Hop.
It was on fucking
What did
Twitter.
you see? Did it look like intentional?
It looked. I mean, it didn't look like he. It looked like it was probably negligent.
Walk us through exactly what happened.
It was like a high kick, almost.
Oh, so like the guy wasn't on the ground.
I couldn't watch that. I wouldn't watch
No,
that.
yeah, like it was like a high kick and like got him right in the throat.
It was an intentional like kick. He didn't trip and.
It looked like so the guy may have been falling down, but it looked like he was actually trying to kick him. Maybe if he was trying to kick him in the side and he like missed or something and just like sliced his throat.
Oh, I don't know.
It was fucked up. Like I don't like the manslaughter charge could be very accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's fucked up.
Like it looked like he was intentionally trying to kick him.
I wish they could do something with like helmets would somehow cover the neck.
Well, they're talking about creating some sort of padding like that, some sort of Kevlar or something that can.
Yeah, this can't happen again. That's pretty awful.
Just wear neck braces out there, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people don't take pucks to the throat more too.
Yeah, I feel like that would be
when I was
occurrence.
a goalie, I mean, I wasn't very good, but
Is this another middle school story, Maddie?
Yeah, it's a middle school story, but there's a spot on your knee where the leg pads go up and the shorts. So there's this much room of
between the knee and the thigh. Is that
and when you get hit there, holy fuck! I got hit there one time. It wasn't pretty. I wanted to arrest the guy for manslaughter.
But you're tough, Maddie. You persevered. Look
I'm
at
a
you
hockey
now.
player.
That's right.
Attaboy.
These muscles, he's not tough right here.
No, toughest guy I know. Jim, what's going on with the USFL XFL merger? I thought we were supposed to get more news.
We were. Well, hopefully
what happened.
Nothing this week, boys. It's very lackluster. They're saying the only thing that like leaked a little bit was like they're thinking 12 teams and 6 hubs. That's what they're thinking.
Oh, like they're not gonna have 6 hubs like we're
like not
so
not
only
12.
I got a good idea. 12 teams, 6 hubs. Make 12 the 6 hubs have 2 teams. So
that's what they're doing.
But you get a natural city rivalry.
Wait, no. So you're saying each hub will have 2 home teams?
It's like Jets versus Giants, Yankees versus Mets.
Except they're going to probably do it like the USFL does it and call them like the USFL had the New Orleans Breakers playing in Memphis.
No, Jim, you're missing the point.
I know.
No. You wouldn't.
That's how they're going to do it.
Like you have two Nashville teams.
I get it. Yeah. That's not how they're going to do it.
It's so dumb. Do it the way I said it.
If you're going to do hubs, I'd rather prefer it that way.
You can get drunk people to fight with each other in the crowd over like if you have 2, let's say you have 2 Memphis teams. It'd be fun to have like the Memphis Showboats versus the Memphis Breakers, and then you have people like showboats, breakers, fuck you, bragging rights. That'd be fun.
And then it does sound like they're looking into like 2026 or 2027. They want to have like franchise, like actual owners,
merge with the NFL.
actual team owners.
Really? I don't know. I
Yeah.
kind of like the one owner system, but I guess from a monetary.
It'd be a monetary thing, like
Yeah.
especially
Hopefully
it sounds
Donald
like
Trump will buy a team.
it sounds like Fox is going hardcore on everything.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well,
Well,
that's exciting.
nothing yet, though. Nothing
we'll
like
see.
concrete.
Good for you, Jim. Good for you. You keep up on that XFL, USFL stuff.
I will, Maddie.
Maddie, don't patronize him.
I am.
What do you do? Is that how you talk to your nephew?
Yeah. It's like, you want a bowl of ice cream? Good for you. We talk real sports here.
Uncle Maddie.
Maddie, we just got done talking about the NBA. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's true. And NHL, or the English Hockey League.
English hockey is one of the most competitive hockey leagues in the world.
I guess
Oh,
so.
yeah, it
They're
is.
murdering people.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah.
The skates are deadly.
No.
Okay. Anyways, all right. Anything else, boys? Anything else you want to express?
No, I just want to say I love you all, and have a great week, and go do something nice on Saturday. You got a girlfriend. The slate of college games stinks. Go to Missouri and go to some campgrounds and camp and eat beans and fart. But Sunday will be good. Sunday night.
Go UNLV Rebels
They're having a great year
on their fight to Mountain West victory.
Yeah. They should move in that stadium where the Vegas Vipers play.
Oh, the Cashmans?
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube now. If you want to know that location, just text
And
Maddie
look at us.
Goldberg. And we'll see you guys next week for another exciting edition of the Sports Hole.
Sports Ho.
Whoa.